Testing 1, 2. All right, we are live. We are live on YouTube, the world's #1 streaming website right now. That is us. Yes, and today we are going to be doing the exact same thing that we always do, which is edit luxury real estate. We are going to be knocking it out of the park again, as we always do. And before we get into it, before we get into the excitement of crafting professional real estate photography, we need to thank today's sponsors. Today's sponsors are Dr. Pepper, Taco Bell, the United States Army, and of course, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is amazing. Taco Bell is amazing. Dr. Pepper is also amazing. And of course, we wouldn't be here without the United States Army. The United States Army is literally keeping all of us safe. Even if you don't live in America, they are keeping us safe. That's why we have bases established in every single country of the world. It's because the United States Army is so great that we just kind of have to overreach and expand into every country on Earth because we're that good. And also because we're that good, we are going to get straight into this. So we have advanced images. I'm going to take you through the raw images here real quick. Okay, that's bedroom 2. This is bedroom 3. This is bedroom 4. It's a nice property. We've got some day shots. These are the advanced images. These take multiple raw exposures and we basically composite them together. We will be compositing them together, but when it comes to photos and shots like this is where it gets tricky because we have this fire dancing around, causing a lot of chaos. We also have motion blur with the tree leaves or branches, if you like to call them that. So it becomes difficult to take multiple images and come up with a clean result because of all that motion blur happening there. The same with the sky. What's happening right now is because of the shutter speed. Yes. It's fascinating how cameras work. I know. Again, I have 2 jobs today. This is one of them. I don't know if I'm going to do both of them in real time in front of you. I don't know if you deserve that. I don't know if you deserve that. They're massive jobs, though. They are both huge. Again, we've got some interior, some exterior. We've got day shots. We've got night shots. We've got bathrooms. If you can believe that, we have bathrooms to edit. Again, here's some night shots. These are the basic images. They don't require as much editing as the advanced images. So, if I had to ask you a question, and that question was, what should we get started with first? The advanced images or the basic images? What are you going to tell me? That is a rhetorical question. I'm not actually asking you. We're going to do the basics. We're going to do the basics. I like to just kind of soften my way into doing these sometimes. Instead of going for the jugular, I like to ease my way into these in a relaxed fashion. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be taking this image back into Camera Raw, as always. And I'm going to be adjusting the color temperature because as you can see, it's way too warm. We need to cool it down. We need to cool it down. We need to cool the color temperature down. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Although it will be perfect by the time I am done editing them. That is because everything I do is perfection. As you already know, everything I do is the definition of perfection. You would not be here if it wasn't. Again, I'm going to take that down to 4K. These raw images are at about 6K. It's not necessary. Why? Because the website that we use to upload and send out these tours automatically resizes the images down to 4K no matter what. I cannot control that. The only thing that I can control is perfection inside of Photoshop. That's it. Nothing else. One thing that you can control, however, is what you decide to have for dinner tonight. And I highly suggest you stop by either Taco Bell or Pizza Hut, and you make it a great one. Again, today's sponsors are Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Dr. Pepper. You're going to need a Dr. Pepper if you go to Taco Bell, trust me. You're going to want to visit the soda machine over there on the left-hand side. I believe they have Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sierra Mist, Mountain Dew, Mr. Pibb, and Dr. Pepper. You already know what I'm going to go for, and that's Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is an American classic for a reason. It's because it is absolutely delicious. It is hydrating. It makes you feel good. It boosts your self-esteem and confidence. As does the menu at Taco Bell. The menu at Taco Bell is only getting better, folks. And yes, I am getting paid to sponsor Taco Bell. They are sponsoring me. We have another endorsement deal That's Taco Bell. That's the latest and greatest endorsement deal that we have just secured here on this YouTube live stream, international worldwide broadcast. Proud to say. And as you can see, I'm calling that bar kitchen night, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. Max capability. That's a very large file, 8.3 megabytes. It's a very large file. We don't play games though. We do not play games, and this image may not be perfect. It's a good base for right now though. I'm gonna review all the images later on. Oh, and it looks like I saved it in the wrong. Oh gosh, saved it in the wrong folder. So I'm gonna go right back in there. I'm gonna put it in the proper directory. I'm gonna empty that trash can. Just like that. When I empty the trash can, I want you to hear the sound that it makes, because it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, just like Taco Bell. So we're going to move right on, because I have 10,000 other images to edit. So the less you distract me, the faster we can get through this, people. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody watching right now. To all of the other wizards out there, I hope that makes sense. Okay, now that I've got that set up, I'm gonna lower that to about 4K. And yes, there's a bit of a flash going on over here, so I'm going to paint that out with this layer right here. And it's on the shower glass as well, so I want to get rid of that. And I'm going to use this layer to paint in, just to slightly bring down that overexposed lamp right there. Just like that. And again, this image is not perfect, but in the meantime, it's good enough to go ahead and sharpen and ultimately save out as a JPEG. Yes, before I save it out as a JPEG. Oh gosh, look at that. Photoshop is just, it's removing that entirely. I do not like that. I do not how Photoshop took something that makes sense and it somehow made it a complete and total disaster. That is unacceptable to me. As a perfectionist, that is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Okay, from a distance, we can get away with it. As you can see, this is a little gray. This is a little white. Nobody's going to notice that, though, so we're going to move on. We're going to move right on from that, and we're not going to talk about it. We are just going to keep on going. We're just going to keep on going. And of course, we have another bathroom shot. Oh my gosh. How many bathrooms do you need? Is one not good enough for you? Is two not good enough for you? Apparently the person that owns this house likes to just walk around into random bathrooms. Every time they have to go to the bathroom, they just go to a different one because they are unreasonable. They do not make sense. They are very illogical, unlike me. So I'm using this flash, and I'm going to use that to basically cool the overexposed areas of those lights right there. Count them. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. Can you count that? I know you can. I know you can. I know you're capable of counting to 3. That's why you're here, because you are incredible. We all are. I may be better than pretty much all of you, but that doesn't mean that you're not great as well. I think you are. I think you're terrific. I may not know you personally, but I still think the world of you. Okay, let's take a look at the outside. Should I even bother bringing? Yeah, I should. I should bother to bring a little bit of that window inside here. Since it's such a basic shape, I guess I can be bothered to do it. Instead of leaving it completely overexposed and having it look like a gigantic pile of trash, I can do that. I can. I will. And I just did. But these are very small details that only I can see. I really doubt that you can even understand what's happening right now, or what I'm even doing. Did you get it? Did you even see it? I doubt it. I really doubt it. And this is very oversaturated with yellows and oranges on the left hand side over here. So what I'm gonna do is just pop in a hue and saturation layer and just slightly brush that out. In the meantime, maybe I could add some saturation outside, just a tad. Just a tad, not much. Not trying to go crazy here, people. We're not trying to go off the rails on a crazy train. You know, like that song from the 80s. Oh, and I just noticed it. Did you spot it? It's called a tripod. It's called a tripod right there in the reflection. Again, this is why I make the money that I do. Nobody would have even seen that. I'm going to leave that shoe right there. That is, I believe, a New Balance shoe, or possibly a Nike shoe in the reflection right there. But nobody will even notice that. I see it. Am I going to remove it? Probably not. I'm going to remove the reflection of that little thing right there, though, because I think it makes things look cleaner. And I think that's not that big of a deal. So guess what? We're saving this. Again, you're not going to notice these kinds of details. Only I will. And I'm trying not to fudge that. I'm trying not to fudge it. But we're going to call this Bath 5. Apparently there are 5 bathrooms, even though we've only done 2. Oh my gosh, I'm already getting burnt out, and it's only been like 2 minutes. Okay, here's a night shot. Maybe this will revitalize my energy levels. I really doubt it, though. I really, really doubt it. What would revitalize my energy levels is a slice from Pizza Hut. Today's sponsors, Pizza Hut. Make it a good one. Again, pick up a 2-liter right now. Pizza Hut has a fantastic deal going on. For $7.99, you can get a 14-inch deep dish pan hand-tossed pizza. Your choice of 2 toppings, either green peppers or sausage. I don't know why they limit it to that, but they do. That's the deal. At $7.99, it's fantastic, and the offer doesn't even stop there. Because it comes, I've just been informed by my producer that deal at Pizza Hut for $7.99 with a 14-inch hand-tossed deep dish pizza also comes with 2, yes, count them, 2 2-liter colas of your choice. What would I recommend? I would recommend that you go with Dr. Pepper. Today's sponsor of this fantastic live stream broadcast. Yeah. That's what I would recommend. Definitely recommend that. You know, if you got the kids in the car, you're coming home from work, you just picked them up from daycare, and you don't feel like cooking, you don't feel like dealing with all the whining and the crying and all that, just stop by Pizza Hut, folks. They've got you covered. They've got everyone covered. 30 minutes or less, or it's free. That's their motto. I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't want to get in trouble. I do not want to get in trouble. But just stop by Pizza Hut, folks. Make it a good one. Be sure to, on your way out, make sure you've got somebody with you, because you're going to need more than 2 arms to carry all that pizza and soda out the door into your minivan, with your 12-year-old and 8-year-old children crying in the back seat about how they didn't get a PS5 Pro. You know, wah. Wow. Maybe you can stuff some pizza down their gullet for 10 minutes. Maybe you can get them to shut up for 5.5 seconds. If you pour a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper down their throat. You know? Just grab them by the jaw, you know, their lower mandible, like a cartoon or something. Just yank it down and start guzzling down that Dr. Pepper down their throat. Trust me, folks. It'll get them to calm right down. It'll get them to calm right down. Pizza Hut has all of us covered. If you don't feel like making it a great one with Pizza Hut, Taco Bell is always on the list for places to stop by after work. Try the new Doritos Loco Taco. I had one the other day. It was unbelievably good. If you think their gorditas and chalupas are good, wait till you get your hands on the brand new Doritos Locos Taco. And you can craft that any way you want. You pull up at the menu at the drive-thru. You tell them exactly how you want it. It's kind of like Burger King, where you can have it your way. Taco Bell is basically the exact same thing. I think that's because they're owned by the same parent company. I could be wrong. I think Burger King, KFC, McDonald's, Taco Bell, and pretty much all the others are owned by one giant multinational conglomerate, and we love them because without that massive corporation, we wouldn't get things like the new Doritos Locos Taco at Taco Bell. Again, folks, I had it the other day. It was fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. And if you've already had dinner for the evening and you're set, but you still find yourself driving home this evening, make sure you stop by 7-Eleven and get a big gulp of, you guessed it, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. It will rehydrate you. It will make you feel absolutely incredible. It will also probably keep you up all night long, and that's because of the sugar content. A lot of people are coming out lately saying that too much sugar is actually bad for you. I do not believe that. I think that sugar should be in basically everything, especially processed sugar. That is what gives you the most energy. Processed sugar. Yes. It's delicious. Oh, whoa. It's getting a little crazy here, folks. But again, that's why you tune in. You tune in for the excitement. I'm going to go up to select. I'm going to hit select sky. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to pop in a mask. Once I did that, then I'm going to take a soft brush. And I'm I'm just going to paint that in at the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to select that mask. I'm going to feather it. Oh, Photoshop said, no, you're not. I came back and I said, I am too. You will not tell me what I will and will not do. I create anything that I want to create. Just like I want to give this sky a little bit more saturation. Just like that. So now I'm going to pop in I'm going to merge all onto a new layer. Then I'm going to hit Command J. Yeah, look at that, folks. Have you ever seen someone do something like that inside of Photoshop? I doubt it. Not only do I doubt it, I would be willing to place a very large wager, a very large bet, and say, no, you haven't. You've never seen anything like that in Photoshop. I would be willing to go down to my local bank where I have tens upon tens of millions of dollars, and I would literally be willing to place all that money on a bet. Yeah. You would lose that bet. I have no doubt in my mind that you would lose that, and you would ultimately be embarrassed. I don't want to do that to you, though. I don't want you feeling embarrassed just because I'm right about everything in this world. There's no shame in it. There is no shame in getting demolished and defeated by a wizard like me. A wizard, a literal master of Photoshop. Yeah, you know the 10,000 hour rule about being an expert? Yeah, we've all heard that. Why don't you try the 10 million hour rule? Yeah, that's me. That is I. That is not you. You don't even have 10,000 hours in this program. I have over 10 million. So, getting back to the task at hand, I know you're confused as to what's going on right now. You probably just tuned in, and we're doing endorsement deals for Taco Bell and Dr. Pepper in the United States Army. That's not the bulk of the work, though, that we're doing right now. The bulk of the work is not product placement and endorsement deals. It's actually working inside of Photoshop. We are editing luxury real estate photography. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah. You're welcome. I know that you have been searching out somebody to teach you how to do this. Probably for your entire adult life. I am here. You are here now. That's all that matters. Don't worry about the time that was wasted doing other things in life that are completely insignificant. You are here now. We're all here now to learn from the best. That is me. That is me. So, just making a quick selection. I'm going to take this down because I want it to resemble nighttime. I'm going to command click that. I'm going to paint in some happy blue sky. Yeah. There we go. And I'm just going to paint it in like that. No, I don't like that color. I want like a purple. Yes. That's what I want. I'm not going to leave it there. You thought I was going to leave it there. I'm not going to just leave it like that. Now that I look at it, I'm not even satisfied. People, when you're on my level, satisfaction is very, very hard to actually achieve. It's very hard to achieve. Not many things in life can satisfy me. You know what does satisfy me when I'm getting a hankering for some delicious, tasty food? That's Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. Yep. And of course, it wouldn't be possible to enjoy fantastic, delicious food like Taco Bell, Dr. Pepper, and Pizza Hut without the great folks at the United States Army. They are keeping us safe. They're keeping us safe, and they're giving us the ability to work in Photoshop. How? You're asking too many questions. You need to just kind of roll with me at this point. If you're questioning the United States Army's force, then you are probably an enemy of America. And we will not tolerate dissent. I will not tolerate dissent. Do you understand? Do you understand what I am telling you right now? Okay, here we are. Since we are being protected by the United States Army, I, as a Photoshop expert, have the ability to craft high quality photography for the real estate market, the luxury real estate market. Without the good folks over at the United States Army, as well as, the Navy and Marine Corps, National Guard, we love all of them. Anybody listening to this live stream international broadcast that's out there in the Middle East right now, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. America thanks you. The world thanks you because you are giving me the ability to live stream this right now on YouTube. If the United States Army was not here to protect us and give us our freedoms, we would not be able to even have the real estate market. We would literally be at war. But since the good folks over at the United States Army have taken it upon themselves to go overseas and wage war upon the bad guys, we get to reap the benefits of that. We can go shopping in the middle of the day. We can go to a movie theater in the middle of the day. We can go to Target. Even though they're not sponsoring this video, I do like Target. Walmart, not so much. Not so much. But we have those abilities and luxuries as Americans. While they're over there right now in the Middle East fighting for us, we can use Photoshop. We can go watch a movie. We can go to Taco Bell. We can go to Pizza Hut. We can go buy a PlayStation 5. We can keep it for a week and play all the games that we like and then return it at Best Buy a week later because we went through all the games and they're no longer fun. We can do those things. Folks, this is America. This is what freedom looks like. You're listening to the sound of freedom right now. Let's take a moment and thank everybody at the United States Army. We thank you. We appreciate you. And ultimately, we hope the best for you. We hope you do not get blown up. To be quite honest, that sounds pretty grim, I know. It sounds pretty grim. It is what it is. it goes with the territory of being a combat soldier. If you're wincing at the idea of combat or having to take the life of another person, then this channel probably is not for you. As I mentioned in a previous Livestream international worldwide broadcast, you can only succeed if you're willing to take the lives of your competition. I mean, that's really it. And that's what the good folks over at the United States Army are doing right now to protect us. You know? It's called democracy, folks. Let's get on board. Let's get on board with democracy. The world loves it. Every country that we have graced our presence with, they love democracy. They love it and they can't get enough of it. They cannot get enough of being able to vote. Oh, we love it. You love it. I love it. Wow. If that wasn't an endorsement right there, I don't know what was. I'm telling you, folks, the money just keeps on rolling in. We just secured that endorsement deal with the United States Army last night. I was putting the final touches on the notes for today's broadcast when I received an email from the United States Army, Head Chief Corporal Lieutenant Officer. I forget what his name is, but he says, hold on, I'll bring it up. I'll bring up the email right here as I continue to edit. He says, "Dear Sir," that's me, "you have been creating tidal waves on the internet lately." I thought to myself, yes, of course. I know. I respect you as a Army officer, Lieutenant Corporal, Sergeant, but I need you to get to the point faster. My brain operates at 4 million light years a second. So I'll continue reading his letter. But that's what I was thinking in my head. He goes on to say, "We would love to partner with you and your international audience." Again, in my head, I said, of course you would. What else is new? He said, "We are willing to pay you a very financially lucrative contract in exchange for your endorsement of the United States Army." There was about 5 more pages, but I stopped reading it right there. I immediately scrolled to the bottom of the document, the contract offer that they had sent to me, and I signed it. I sent it back immediately. I did not even need to look at the details. I probably should have sent it to my attorney. But the United States Army is not known to deceive people. They are honest. They are honest people. They are known for integrity, honesty, respect. They command respect, just like me. So I wasn't really worried about it. I was not worried whether or not I would somehow get screwed over by an endorsement deal from the United States Army. I already knew it was going to be a wonderful partnership, and it has been thus far. It's been amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. Just like this property. Again, these images are not final. I am not completely done editing these images. I'm doing what I can right now. Then I will come back. I will come back at a later time and review them, people. Always review your work. I don't care what it is that you're doing in life. Always take a look at what you're doing. You are not me. Your creations will not be perfect as mine are. Oh. Photoshop is just, again, it cannot handle the greatness that I bring to it. And this is getting a little dark. Don't like it. This is where men are made. This is what separates the men from the little Nancy boys. The little Nancy boys that like to use Lightroom or Capture One or whatever those things are called. I don't even know. Ugh. It feels dirty just talking about those programs. Oh my gosh. As somebody that went to school to learn about this stuff like 57 years ago, at this point in my life, it just feels dirty to talk about programs that aren't very good. Like the ones that I had just mentioned. I'm not even going to talk about them. I may need to take a shower after this because that's how dirty it feels just to talk about those programs. We're here to discuss Photoshop and how to use it. Nothing else. We're not even going to talk about other Adobe applications like Illustrator or Premiere. As much fun as it would be, I can't say that it would be related to what we're doing here. I cannot say that because it wouldn't. Let's do a quick head count. How many do we have? 13. How many are in here? 13. Yeah. Let's jump to a very, very nice exterior sunset shot of this pool area. It's a beautiful pool area. Looking at it makes me want to go swimming right now. Do you want to go swimming in this pool right now? Do you want to buy this property? If so, please do it now. That way I don't have to continue editing these photos. That would help me out a lot. And I'm still trying to cool this down. What else do I want to do to this image? You know, I mean, what direction should I even take things? What is it that I want to do? I'm trying to decide. My brain is going 4,000 miles a minute. Excuse me, 4,000 light years a minute. Let me select the sky. Let me see what this does. Is that an improvement? I honestly don't know. Maybe? It is possible. Again, I'm not sure. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to select the sky on that layer. Then I'm going to grab my hue and saturation layer. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's wild. We're not far from taking a break. I've already gone through about 278 images. So I have earned a break. I have earned that. You have not. You continue to work. You keep going. Peasants do not get breaks. Only wizards get to take breaks. That is me. Not you. Okay. Looks pretty clean. It looks pretty sharp. It's got a lot of punch to it. Kind of like Hawaiian Punch, who may very well be a sponsor of this channel very soon. I'm not guaranteeing anything. It is possible, though. My producer was in contact with the company that makes Hawaiian Punch recently. I grew up drinking Hawaiian Punch as a little wizard child. Yeah, it's delicious. Actually, I shouldn't talk too much about them because they're not endorsing this channel. Hawaiian Punch is not an official sponsor yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I'm going to select that. I'm going to select this. I'm going to select that. I'm going to do that. Explanations are not necessary. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. Everything happening on your screen right now. I guarantee you, if you pay attention with enough focus and energy, you will begin to understand what's happening right now. At this point, I do not feel like you deserve to have an explanation of what is going on. I feel like you have not proved it to me. I want to see your best effort in Photoshop first. I want to see your best effort put forward. And okay. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that. I am going to look around. How does it look? Are there imperfections? Of course not. That's a rhetorical question. It's me you're talking about. In case you haven't noticed yet, it's me. Save it as a JPEG, not as a TIFF. If you're saving as a TIFF, a TIFF, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. I do not understand the direction that you are voluntarily heading in. If you are saving things out as a TIFF, your final image that you're saving out should not be 267 megabytes. It should be about 12 megs. 12 megabytes or 12,000 kilobytes. Yes. I do believe I did the math on that correctly. Of course I did. Yeah, but you don't even know what a kilobyte is. That just proves to me, thus showing me that you don't know about computers. It just means that you are an infant in my presence. You are an infant. This is why you need to prove yourself to me. The Photoshop Wizard, aka the Photoshop Master, aka Mr. 10 Million. That's what I want you. You either refer to me as greatness or Mr. 10 Million. Why Mr. 10 Million? Because I have over 10 million hours in this program called Photoshop. Oh my gosh. Okay, that actually did a good job. What about this outlet? Can you handle that? I'm questioning whether or not you can, given the fact that you don't know what a kilobyte is. Yeah. But I do think that Mr. 10 Million is not only an appropriate name for you to address me by from now on, I also think it sounds pretty cool. We may actually rename the channel to Mr. 10 Million. That's how cool I think it sounds now that I'm actually pondering these things. Again, these are not perfect. That's not perfect. These are not perfect. That's a little better. It's a little better. That's not perfect. That's not perfect. That's a little better. That's not perfect. That's all right. That's not perfect. That's not perfect. It's a little better. But again, this is why I review things later on. Don't get caught up on the fine details, people. If you think for a second that I'm going to release something into the world, upon the world, that's not perfect, think again. You do not know me. You do not know the power that I possess. You do not understand the power that I possess. Wow, these are actually pretty tricky. I gotta be honest with the overall colors and stuff like that, and the contrast. It's gonna be a difficult balance because the wood. It's always the wood that's the most difficult to balance. I say it every video, kids. It's the wood. It's the wood. You don't want to listen, and that's okay. You're going to be the one to suffer. You're the one whose work is going to be not very good. Okay? You're the one whose work is not going to be very good. It's just not going to be that great. Now, having said that, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We've got more endorsement deals on the way, folks. It's going to be good. It's going to be very exciting. Coming up next. All right, we are back, and we are ready to tear things up just like the United States Army does over there in the Middle East to give us democracy, freedom, and our rights. That's right, folks. We love the U.S. Army. Today's sponsor of this international, worldwide YouTube broadcast. That's right. So, we're going to get right into the advanced images right now. What I'm going to do, pay attention. I'm going to take this into Camera Raw. Yeah. That comes bundled with Photoshop. If you can believe that. If you can believe it, the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. So, I'm basically taking multiple raw exposures. I'm taking each one of them into Camera Raw, as you can see over here. And I'm cooling the color temperature down outside. And that's good for the right-hand side. Right-hand side, and now left-hand side over here for this window. Yeah. And I know you're probably looking at this, and your brain is frying in real time. Your brain is melting. The brain cells that you have cannot keep up with what's happening right now. I understand that. I understand that you can't process it. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that I get it. This isn't for most people. Most people cannot understand what's happening here. They cannot do the math needed to understand it. I can. I can understand it. I'm the one doing it. I am the one that creates infinite greatness with everything I do in life. Every little thing I do, everything that I touch turns to gold. I basically turn piles of garbage into gold and diamonds and all sorts of rare, exotic things that most people cannot afford. That's you. That is not me. I am greatness. Again, you will refer to me. Oh, Photoshop is glitching out. Let me do something here. Let me close it. I need it to stay. I need it to be able to stay. Keep up with me here. Unlike you, I know you can't keep up. But again, back to the point. I want you from now on to refer to me as either Greatness or Mr. 10 Million. Yeah. If you're just now tuning in, asking yourself, why would we call you Mr. 10 Million? It's because I have over 10 million hours of expert experience in Photoshop. That's why. Okay? So, go ahead and refer to me as Mr. 10 Million from now on. Yeah. I'm going to grab the patch tool. I'm going to use that to do that over there. And then I'm going to head out once I save this final image as a JPEG, people. No PNGs are necessary. Look, it's overkill for what we need. The JPEG has been around for a long time, and it's still around because it's reliable. It's fantastic, and we love it. We love the JPEG format. Don't get me wrong, PNGs have their place as well. But we don't need massive file sizes for our final output of these photos. No. The same with TIFF, TIFF format files. We don't need to use TIFF files. Absolutely not. And again, I'm just looking at the outside. You know the deal. You know how we tear things up in this real estate landscape. You want to get good? You want to get really good? You better bring your A game. Yeah, you better bring your A game. We're not playing games here in Photoshop. What is this? Textiles. I do not have that book. I don't want that book. Does this book offer me more knowledge than I already possess? Of course not. Therefore, it's useless to me. It is useless. And no offense to you, but the knowledge that you have is probably useless to me as well. I already know what you know times 10 million. Yeah. My mind and my brain is basically a gigantic quantum computer. That's what it is. All of the quantum computing was basically modeled after how my mind works. Yeah. Quantum computer. Quantum computers were basically modeled after me. After me. They should have just called it Mr. 10 Million Computing Systems. That probably would have caught on and sounded a lot cooler than quantum computing. Quantum computing does sound pretty sweet. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Does it sound as cool as Mr. 10 Million computing? No, it doesn't. Mr. 10 Million is awesome. That's me. Not you. You do not have 10 million hours inside this program called Photoshop. The only reason that I'm using a mouse and keyboard right now is because you're here. That's the only reason. That's literally the only reason. If I was not broadcasting an international worldwide live stream to my audience right now, and I had to edit these photos, I would just do it with my mind. It's not necessary for me to use physical tools and physical inputs like keyboards and mice. All I have to do is use my mind. Again, which is basically like quantum computers. All I have to do is look at the photos on my screen. And they basically arrange themselves in the order necessary to be completed. And I basically do that with my mind. So, if you're wondering how I do that, which I know you are, I would say to you, you need to mind your own business. You do not want to make an enemy with somebody that has the capabilities like I do. You do not want to do that. You do not want to insult a Photoshop master like myself. Once I go on the offensive, once I go on the attack, it's game over. It's game over for you. You will not recover. You will not survive it. There will be collateral damage. It will not be isolated. I will put it that way. I will put it that way. That's putting it mildly. It's basically going to be a nuclear attack. You know? That's basically what would happen if you made my enemies list. Yeah. That's exactly what it would be. So, for all those out there that are wondering how my mind works, how I can manipulate things on a computer screen without actually, touching the mouse and keyboard. Again, you need to just pay attention to what I'm telling you to do. Do not question anything. The only thing that you should be questioning right now is what you want for dinner later tonight. Are you going to go to either Taco Bell, today's sponsor, or are you going to go to Pizza Hut? Again, today's sponsor is the United States Army, Pizza Hut, Dr. Pepper, and Taco Bell. Thank you so much, guys, for sponsoring this international worldwide broadcast on YouTube. We could not do it without your endorsements. The U.S. Army has been so good to us, not only America, but the world abroad. They have been so good to me. I am so thankful that they reached out and said, we would love to partner with you. Please, we know that you can help get our recruitment numbers up for new soldiers. I said, yeah, I know that. When you speak to me, I need you to bring new information to me. Do not rehash old information that I am already aware of, which is basically everything. I don't mean to insult you, people at the United States Army, but it is what it is. I just have to tell you. But again, they were so excited to reach out. Once I got back in touch with them, they could not believe it. They literally could not believe it. The commanding officer of the United States Army is supposed to meet up with me sometime this week. They're literally going to fly me out to the Pentagon to interview me. Oh my gosh. Do you even understand who I am? Do you get it? They're probably going to have me design war technology to defeat America's enemies. Yeah. I'm probably going to have to transition away from real estate photography and start designing systems and weapons of death. That's probably what's going to happen later this week. If they make the deal sweet enough over there at the Pentagon and the United States Army. If they come with the cheddar, that means money. If they come with a big enough check and they say, hey, Mr. 10 million, this check We're making it out to you. Take a look at it. What do you think? I'm going to take one look at it, and I'm going to look them in the eye, and I'm going to say one thing. I am going to tell them your best bet is to leave the amount on that check blank. Because I guarantee you, whatever little number you write down on that cheesy little check isn't going to be big enough. You may as well let me just name the price. That's it. That's literally it. I will decide how much money I will be making. If they disagree, then I will probably not be working for the Pentagon and the higher-ups in Washington, D.C. or the United States Army. I will, however, continue to sponsor and partner up with none other than the United States Army in these fantastic endorsement deals. They are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. Again, the United States Army keeps everyone in America safe. Thank you. You cannot see it right now, but I am literally saluting every soldier right now. Yeah. Thank you. I take off my metaphorical hat and I salute you, soldier of the United States Army, as well as the Navy, as well as the Marine Corps. We're not going to forget the National Guard. Those people are terrific. And even though they're not sponsoring this live stream right now, it's safe to say we appreciate you too. I am that patriotic. I am literally that patriotic, where I don't even have to get money in order to be grateful and thankful for the people protecting us. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. This has just been an absolute whirlwind of emotions today. Just incredible. Incredible, just like the job I'm doing right here. Look at this. Look how clean this is coming out. Look at this. Photoshop still gives me tips. I am seriously going to have to fly out to Adobe's headquarters and have a talking to. I'm going to have a talking to the higher-ups over at Adobe, because what's happening now is beyond insulting. If Photoshop is sitting here trying to give me tips on how to use the program, we have a problem. Yeah, we have a problem. We have a problem, folks. We have a problem. And again, just taking this into camera raw. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. What is this called? It's called the Cabana Bedroom. That's a good name. I think it's a proper reflection of what the room is. The Cabana Bedroom. Not bad. Not bad at all. Again, now I am focusing my pinpoint accuracy on the outside. My pinpoint accuracy on the outside. I'm going to hit remove chromatic aberration. Just like that. Just like that. This is a fairly nice property. I would not buy it. I don't feel like it's good enough. I don't feel like it's good enough for me. A property like this, to me, is basically the equivalent of a Coleman tent. Yeah. And Coleman makes great tents, don't get me wrong. Again, they're not sponsoring the video. But Coleman tents are great. You know, if you want to get out there in nature, Coleman tents are good. You know, if you want to go camping with the family out there in the Ozarks, they're not going to protect you from bear attacks or anything like that. You will get mauled by bears if you are dependent on a Coleman tent in order to be protected from bears out there in the wilderness. I'm just saying, be prepared and have bear mace. If you don't already have bear mace, pick some up at your local sporting goods store the next time you're out shopping for a tent. Back to my point though, this property is basically the equivalent of a Coleman tent. As I said about 2 minutes ago, it's a nice property. I'm not saying it's not. It's just not for me. It's beneath me. I believe the current value of this home as it's being sold right now is $3.5 million. Is that a lot of money? No, it is not. That to me is chump change. I have literally made $3.5 million in the last 2 days alone, just from live streaming. And all of my endorsement deals. All of my endorsement deals are growing. The money keeps coming in. The money keeps flowing. It's like a waterfall at this point. It's like a waterfall at this point. A waterfall of cash. Is that what you want? Do you want to stand underneath a lush waterfall of cash? If the answer is yes, I suggest that you stay tuned. I will not only be sharing my tips on Photoshop, I will also be sharing my personal tips on how to be financially successful. I will show you how to invest money in cryptocurrency. And yes, I'm coming out with my own cryptocurrency. Yeah, it's going to be called Mr. 10 Million. Needless to say, it will be called Mr. 10 Million. It will be trading probably at $14,000 the first day that it's released on the blockchain. Yeah. I think most cryptocurrencies are currently trading at like 250, 300. I think Bitcoin might be the highest at like 260, 280. That's not anything. That is literally nothing. That's pennies. We're not investing our money in penny stocks. I'm going to show you how to reap the rewards of knowing how to play the market. We're going to play it like it's a game of Monopoly, except we're not going to lose. We're going to destroy all competition. We're going to consolidate all power. We're going to corner the market, and we're going to make it our own. That's right. Oh, I did not sharpen that. Look at this. I'm so caught up with financial success and making money that I forgot to sharpen this. That is slightly embarrassing. I'll admit that. I'm humble. I'm modest. I will admit that. That's slightly embarrassing. Beautiful. This is what I like to see, people. I like to see advanced images where we get to charge the client $4,000 for each of these images. But they're only going to take me like 60 seconds to edit. That's what I like. Watch, I'm going to make $4,000 in 60 seconds. Time it. Time me with your stopwatch. Are you ready? I'll give you a second. I know you're not that fast. Okay. And go. Here we go. Okay. What are the areas that I'm going to focus on? I'm going to focus on the interior a little bit. I want some saturation. I want some saturation inside. Inside where the lights are. That might be a little overexposed here. It's okay. We can always adjust that. I think I'll leave it there. I'm going to click that button there. I'm going to move that into place. I'm going to hit Command W. And I'm going to resize that. Folks, this is what living in luxury is all about. How are we doing on time? 30 seconds? 30 seconds. I made $2,000 already. You are a peasant compared to me. You are a peasant. Don't sit there and tell me you made $2,000 in the last 30 seconds. Don't do it. I've told you once, I will tell you again. If you lie to me, you are now on my enemies list. You are now on my enemies list. What happens if you make that list, you ask? You don't want to find out. Trust me, nobody wants to find that out. A few people have. And needless to say, they're no longer around. The ones that were lucky enough to get away from my wrath are now living somewhere in a dark cave. Yeah. They had to take refuge in a cave 8,000 miles away from me. Because they know once I find them, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. No, it's not. How are we doing on time? 35 seconds? We have plenty of time now. I'm not even concerned with it. The time is no longer a concern to me. I will literally freeze time. I am freezing time right now. Look at your stopwatch. It stopped. Where is it at? 37 seconds? It can't move right now. I stopped it. Don't try to hit the button again to get it going again. It's not going to work. Time has literally been suspended. You can call it suspended animation. That sounds cool. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. This. Yep. Right there. Just like that. When I see fit, I will start time again. Right now, it's stopped. Suspended time. I literally have that power to do. How do I do that? Again, you're asking questions. I don't know why. Why are you asking questions? What is the point of asking these questions? Okay. What I'm doing now, it's called removing electric wires, telephone pole wires. I think that's the proper term. Okay. I'm going to start time again right now. Look at your stopwatch. It started again. Yeah, okay, now we're at like 42 seconds. I told you this would take me 60 seconds. I'm done. I am literally done now. I'm going to zoom in and show you what perfection looks like. There's a little bit of motion blur here because the branches were moving around, but we're not going to focus on that. Same over here. We're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus... Oh boy, the sky kind of has it a little bit with those clouds, but again, we're going to focus on what I tell you to focus on. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters except what I say. You do not question this. You do not question... yeah, that... Alright, that looks good. That looks good. You do not question me. Nothing that I do is questionable. Oh boy. This is where it helps to be a wizard. The fire dancing around. I mentioned this in the beginning of the broadcast. These shots are not fun because we want the sky to be nice and bright. That's one exposure that we need. We want to take in the lanai area. We want to lower the brightness. That's another. And we want to somehow magically use this one right here. It's not going to work though, I'm telling you. I'm literally looking into the future right now. I'm telling you what's going to work. Let me see if I can work some magic in front of your peasant eyes. And let's see if we can't make some magic happen. I don't know. Well, I do know. Like I said a second ago, I'm looking into the future. I already know how this image is going to turn out. I already know. You do not. So, having said that, I'm zooming in, trying to cool the color temperature down. I'm going to open that. I'm going to drop it on that document. I'm going to hit Command S or Control S. If you're on Windows, always hit that Control S button. It is a lifesaver, folks. It's a lifesaver just like the United States Army are saving lives every day all across the world. Today's sponsor, as well as Dr. Pepper. Okay, now I'm focusing on the fire itself. I don't want it to look like this. I want it to look nice and natural. Again, that's a difficult balance to achieve. It's not going to be difficult for me. Perfection is the name of the game with me. As you already know, I'm going to hit sky. I'm going to select it. I'm going to come up there under select and I'm going to inverse it. With my existing mask, I will paint this in. We'll paint this in. And of course, you see, this is what I predicted into the future. Motion blur with the tree branches over there. Yeah. Yes. And here's where it gets real tricky. You see, as we come in here, as we start painting, the exposures are basically fighting each other because they don't line up because the fire looks completely different in each exposure. Are you following me? Are you following me right now? So a good way to get around this is to basically try to have the one that you're going to use for the fire, try to have it match the surrounding areas. See what I'm doing here? So I've got this one, right? We've already got this. This is like step 2. We're on to step 3. This layer needs to basically match all of the contrast, the brightness, and the colors of this whole area. Because once I paint this in, it needs to match. Because I can't just brush it in a few times. I'm literally going to have to like get it to 100%. That way we only get this flame instead of all the others. It's complex. I get it. I get it. When your brain is not like mine, it can be complex. But you see, the problem here is that it's making everything look like crap. It's not really that good looking. I'm gonna do something here. Stick with me. We're gonna go on a journey together right now. I want to see if this will work. I'm gonna make an adjustment to that one again. I'm gonna bring it right back in here. Delete that, close it. I'm gonna throw that mask on there. Let's check this out. That matches a lot more. It's not perfect, but it is better. And that's what we need. We need things that are better. We need to improve upon what already exists. What we can do now is we can lower the exposure, take up a little bit of saturation. Again, resize this down to 4K and pop a mask right in there, folks, and just paint this in. The big brush, smaller brush, zoom in, smaller brush, just paint it in. And that's pretty much it. I can't really get it down to this level unless I really work hard for it, and that's going to take more time. And I think this result is pretty decent overall. Again, it's not perfect. We have to do the best. We have to do the best with what we have. Yes. And as I predicted 4.5 minutes ago, this is the exact result that I knew it would be. Okay, next step. Since we basically have everything done that we can do, hold on, we may not. Let me see something. Let me see if I can make the lanai area a little bit better. 4K. This is what you gotta do sometimes. Sometimes you have to do a lot to make things look good. I'm just gonna brush this in real quick. Not much, just a tad. Just a tad. Okay, it looks okay. I'm gonna merge all onto a new layer. I'm gonna select the sky. Now, I wanna see if I can't. Let's see if adding brightness and contrast will help or make things worse. I'm going to brush this into the existing area. Select that mask. Okay. Just going to crank it up just a tad. How's the saturation? What can we achieve with more saturation? Again, this is not perfect. I'm not personally happy with it. But that's because I require perfection every single time. Having said that, I think it's decent. I think it's okay. Dare I say, it's all right. Oh boy. Let me zoom in. This is why you subscribe to this channel. Excitement. It's like watching a suspense play out in front of your eyes. This over here, to me, is unacceptable. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the pen tool, and I'm going to make a big old mask. Just like that. I'm going to connect it. Oh! I don't need a guide, Photoshop. Don't be ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Photoshop. This program is out of its mind. I'm telling you. Select this color, paint it in. Perfection has been achieved. Paint it, paint it. My brain is literally a quantum computer. Yes. Oh, that's a mistake. Again, I'm very modest. I'm very humble. I can admit when things are not perfect. Okay. I need it to be a little bit more realistic, so I'm going to dab a few times. That's good enough. Okay. Now, having said that, let me zoom in. I zoomed in. I merged all onto a new layer. Yeah. Okay. I'm sharpening the image. It looks pretty clean. That's not an easy image to edit. I just got done editing this image, and it's the definition of perfection. Even though I said it's not quite perfect, it is. We're going to move on, and we're going to come back to this later on. But overall, I am happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. Oh, listen, folks. My photographer is going to feel my wrath very soon because he still has not cleaned his lens. There is literally a dirt spot on the lens. That's unacceptable to me. Now, having said that, I'm taking a break because I've earned it. I will be back later on tonight, so you're going to be sitting here for the next 4.5 hours. Just hanging out. But I'll probably be back in like 2 minutes. All right. All right, here we go. We are back. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. Today's sponsors, Dr. Pepper, Taco Bell, the United States Army, and of course, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Folks, make it a great one. Stop by either Taco Bell or Pizza Hut. Either or. Pizza Hut has, they've got some fantastic deals running right now. I believe they have a $7.99 14-inch deep dish pan pizza. Your choice of up to 8 toppings. And that comes with, I believe, 4 2-liter colas. Yeah. As I said earlier, you're going to need a few people to lug out all those 2 liters out to your car. I believe the staff and the employees at Pizza Hut, I believe they have dollies to help you with that. So if you need help lugging out your 2 liters, don't be afraid to ask management with a little help. I'm sure they will be more than delighted to help you lug out your, your 20 gallons worth of cola, your Dr. Pepper. Yeah. Dr. Pepper is delicious. I can't say it enough. Taco Bell is delicious. Gosh, is it good, folks. It is good. I can't get over how good the Dorito taco is. Wow. I mean, who thought of that over there at Taco Bell? Give that person a raise. Whoever came up with the Taco Loco Supreme, give them a raise. Whoever came up with the Gordita Crunch, give them a raise. Give them a raise. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to come up with groundbreaking textures and flavors in a comprehensive manner like they were able to achieve at Taco Bell. That's not easy. It's not easy to take all of these real estate photos and composite them together to create perfection. Me, in partnership with Taco Bell, create perfection. Taco Bell creates perfection. I create perfection. This is why we partner up with these endorsement deals, with these sponsorships. It's because we are great. Taco Bell is great. Dr. Pepper is great. Pizza Hut is, of course, great and delicious. Now, having said that, let's get back to the task at hand. Let's not get too carried away with food, people. We do still have some work to do. We do still have some work to do before we chow down on gorditas and tacos made with a Doritos shell. We do still have some work to do. Yeah. Well, I have some work to do, maybe. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know what you do all day, but I create literally perfection. Unlike my photographer here, who was apparently drunk when he was taking these photos. Yeah, he was, I guess, drunk or something. I mean, is he literally falling over as he was taking these? He is definitely going to feel my wrath. Look at this crap. Look at this garbage. This is very out of character for him. The trees should not be floating away like this. They should not be doing that. Everything should be lining up perfectly, which they are not. So, how do we tackle this problem when we get images that are moving around like this? Well, I'm going to tell you now, we're not going to be able to use all these images because they're all in different places. They're all in different places. They're all in different places. So what I like to do is basically just pick one. And I'll crank this one up for the sky. I'll blow out the sky, even though we're going to get a lot of noise because it's a lower exposure. I'm going to have to somehow lower the exposure inside. I'm somehow going to have to manage to make it bright out here in the front. Wow, that's something. Where's the United States Army when you need them? Watch this. Look at the amount of noise we're going to get from this. This is the only one that is actually stationary. It's pathetic. Look at the amount of noise that we get. Look at this. It's like it was shot with a Sony digital camera from 2001. That's what it looks like. What will happen if I go down to detail and hit denoise? What will happen? Let's see. Let us now see. Processing. Apparently it's processing this image. Wow. Oh! And is it... Where is it? Oh gosh, is that it? Wow, okay. We're gonna move that to the trash and watch this. We're gonna empty the trash right now. Listen to this. You're welcome. Back to the task at hand. We have to figure out some way to get out of this alive. I don't know how to do that. This is where things kind of come down to the photographer, you know. I'm only a wizard with Photoshop. I'm not the one out there capturing the photos. That's what the photographer is there to do. If the photographer is incompetent, you need to destroy them. You need to destroy them. My photographer here, he's very close to meeting his maker. Yes. He's very close. I don't know if he understands how dangerous of a situation he is now in. I don't know. I don't think he realizes the damage that is about to be inflicted upon him. I don't believe he understands. This is a nightmare. It looks more like a haunted house than a beautiful luxury property on the market. It's scary looking at it right now. It is. It really is scary. I'm getting scared just slightly. Not very much though. Why? I have the ability to cast spells and freeze time itself. Why would I be scared? Oh gosh, look at this guy. Oh boy. If I have the ability to literally stop time, why would I be scared? What can scare somebody? Me. What could scare somebody that has the ability to literally stop time like I do? I don't know. I literally don't know. I don't have the answer for that. I think the answer is literally nothing. I can answer that question. Because I'm the only person on this earth that has that ability. A wizard walking amongst peasants all day. A literal wizard walking amongst peasants. A wizard with a brain. That is a quantum computer. Wow. That is absolutely wild. That is absolutely wild. And it's just a little too bright in there. So, I'm not going to worry about these bars over here. I'm going to see if I can't just brush this out. Brush it in, brush it out, brush it in, brush it out. You know, kind of back and forth. And hopefully we end up with a reasonable result. Before after it's, dare I say, good enough. Yes, it is. From a distance, we can get away with that. What we cannot get away with is this. Wow, look at that. If your photographer does things like this, I need you to shame them on the internet, on an international, worldwide live stream broadcast like this one. Yes. You need to shame them. That is ridiculous that I had to do all that. That is ridiculous. Look at the colors over here. Look at the noise. Look at the color. It looks like one of those old crappy HDR photos from 2010. That is not acceptable, people. I set the standards. I set the industry standards, and we do not go backwards. We do not move backwards. We only march forward. Like a United States Army soldier. Yeah. Thank you, U.S. Army. Sponsors of today's video, as well as Dr. Pepper, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell. Thank you so much, everybody, for the endorsements. Without you, none of this would be possible. Oh my. Folks, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is getting scary. This is one of the rare times where when I sharpen the image, I literally have to paint that out because there's so much noise. And oh boy, those dark areas, that's where you're going to see the ISO noise destruction. Or not, I mean, it's not really the ISO necessarily because we typically have that set to 100 all the time. But it's the dark areas where you're really going to get a lot of noise. You're going to get a lot of noise. Look at this. Look at how janky it is. It's unbelievably janky. Oh boy. Even the driveway is janked. It's all janked. Unlike the good folks over at the United States Army. They've got it figured out, folks. They've got democracy figured out. They've got freedom figured out. Without them, none of this would be possible. Okay, that's literally it. I kind of have to leave it with a little bit of sharpness. But we're going to close those. We're going to close that. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next nightmare image. Yeah. The next nightmare image is going to be called Outdoor Kitchen Night. If you can believe that. If you can believe that. Okay. We're cooling the image down. That's it. That's all we're doing. As I told you 10 seconds ago, the image will be called Outdoor Kitchen Night. And that's what we're going to save it as. Stick with me. We're going to be boarding the crazy train here in a minute. Yes, things are about to get very crazy. Very, very crazy. Folks, I can't get over how good Taco Bell is. I mean, really, if you haven't had the Bell in a while, stop by there today. The service is fantastic. The food is delicious. They've always got good specials going on. 2 for 1. All sorts of discounts. Oh, I've just been informed that Taco Bell is now giving 15% off deals to active duty military men and women. Folks, I mean, really, that's American. 15% off any Taco Bell order for active duty Marines, National Guardsmen, Navy people out there at sea, God bless them, the Air Force, we're not going to forget you, and of course, the United States Army. That is incredible. That is democracy at work right there, people. God bless them. God bless Taco Bell. God bless the active duty servicemen and women protecting our country. I don't even want to imagine where we would be without them. I don't want to imagine. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just like the job I do here in Photoshop. Wow. I can't get over that deal. 15% off. Maybe I'll quit my job and go sign up with the United States Army. Maybe I will do that later today. I don't know. The deal has just been sweetened for anybody considering signing up for active duty combat in the Middle East as a U.S. Army soldier. Given the fact that Taco Bell is now offering 15% off their Dorito Locos Tacos. Yeah. And if you think for a second that they don't have Taco Bell servicing the good men and women out there in the Middle East in the Army, I'm going to ask you to think again. Because they do. Yeah. It's not just chowing down on MREs all the time. Meals ready to eat? No. No. They've got Taco Bell. They've got the Bell in Afghanistan now. They've got the Bell in Iraq. They've got the Bell all over the Middle East. Folks, if you're thinking about becoming an active duty combat soldier, now's the time to take it a little bit more seriously. Hey, I might see you out there in a couple months when we get deployed. Yeah, we might be fighting the bad guys side by side, and then once we claim victory over the bad guys, you and I can go grab a meal at the Bell. And we can have a little chit-chat. Yeah. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not out of the realm of possibility. God bless them. God bless all of them. If I was any more patriotic, I would stand up and sing the national anthem right now. Do you want me to sing the national anthem right now? the answer better be yes. I'm not going to. But the correct answer was yes. The correct answer was please. Please sing the national anthem right now as we broadcast this live stream internationally all over China. The Chinese people, God bless them, they need democracy, folks. They need to hear me sing the American national anthem. Oh, say can you see? That's what we're talking about. That's where we're going to be at in about 20 seconds. I will be belting out the national anthem. I will have you in tears over how patriotic it will be. Yes. Absolutely. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm having second thoughts. I think instead we will focus on the remaining task at hand, which is Photoshop. Yeah. It's Photoshop. It's interior night shots for this luxury property. Where is this luxury home, you ask? Don't worry about it. You can't afford it anyways. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for your wife. No. Not even on a joint income can you two afford it. Not in today's market, not in today's economy. I can. It's never going to be a problem for me. I don't want it. It's chump change. It is chump change. It's pocket change. It's loose change. It's the change that the cashier gives to me when I go buy something. And I just kind of throw it into my cup holder. You know, I mean, that's what we're talking about here. Cup holder change. That's what this property is to me. That's what we're talking about. Okay, I don't want to make this too dark inside. And the lamps are overexposed, but I can't really do anything about that. Now, watch this. I'm going to focus on the outside because I kind of want to bring that in. Kind of want to bring that in. Yeah. Let me see. Where are we at? Let's see how tricky we can get with the pen tool. This is the tool of wizardry. Yeah. I sincerely doubt that you have the ability to use the pen tool. This is the pen tool. I really, really doubt it. You know how and why I know you cannot handle the pen tool? It's because you don't have 10 million hours in Photoshop. That is why. Do not question me. Do not question my greatness. Do not question anything that I do. You are a peasant compared to me. You should count your blessings in life. Just being able to participate in this live stream. Yeah. You better be thankful that I am allowing you to be here, watching this right now. If you are not, you are my enemy. You have made a very powerful enemy today and a very dangerous enemy as well. Yeah, that is me, not you. You are the peasant that will bear my wrath very soon. Yeah. You are not modest and humble like me. You do not have the abilities that I possess. And again, for anybody that just may be popping in, maybe you're in Korea, maybe you're in China, maybe Italy or France or Spain, and you're asking yourself, what are we doing here? My answer? We are doing things that are above you. We are doing things that put you to shame. If you even have to ask a question like that. Which I'm sure you do have to ask a question like that. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. Yeah. This is where champions are made. Inside Photoshop, editing real estate photography. That is it. Champions are made in the U.S. Army and in Photoshop. Nowhere else. Other than the Marines. Other than the National Guard. And the Air Force and the Navy. And probably dozens of other military branches. They're not sponsoring this video, though. The U.S. Army is. So we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about today's sponsor, the United States Army. Folks, if you're having a midlife crisis, maybe you're unhappy with your current job situation. Maybe you just got divorced and your ex took custody of the kids and you're now having a total meltdown. Consider going to your local recruitment office for the United States Army. They have one in every single city. They're fantastic. If that's you and your wife just left you and she took the dog and the kids and the couch, and you're now staying at the Holiday Inn or Motel 6, and you're questioning every aspect of your life, you may want to go down to your local U.S. Army Recruitment Center. Consider signing up. It may be time for a life change. You know, it really might be. If you go active duty, you will get more benefits. You will get more benefits. It is dangerous. I'm not going to say it's not dangerous. You may be involved in some pretty dangerous situations. But it's worth it. Just like anything in life. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. You know, that's today's pro tip. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. That includes losing custody of your children and joining the United States Army. Yeah. It can be done the right way too. Do not seek revenge upon your ex-wife. I know it is difficult to resist. I know. I know. Oh, gosh, life can be hard. Life can be very hard. That's why we're here for you. That's why the army is there for you. That's why we're here for you here at this live stream. It's not just about Photoshop, folks. It's about life itself. Life can be very demanding. It can be very demanding. It's a cold world that's only getting colder by the day, by the minute. Again, if you're having a midlife crisis, join the United States Army. They're really trying to bump up their recruitment numbers. That's why they are sponsoring this video. They have certain quotas that they need to make. Understandably so. That's where I come in. I am here to convince you to join the United States Army. It will literally be the best decision of your life. Yeah. The best decision of your life. You could have a whole new life in the Middle East. You can build a wonderful future in the desert. Yes, that could be you. You will typically only have to serve for about 18 years. And then once those 18 years are up, you will literally be set for life. All of your benefits, all of your healthcare needs, and trust me, you're going to have healthcare needs after that, will be taken care of. It'll all be taken care of. It'll be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? For the lucky few out there, you may not even have to go the full 18 years. If you're involved in some sort of combat scenario and you were lucky enough to sustain some sort of physical damage, they can basically dismiss you and retire you. You won't even have to keep going. I mean, you'll get a Purple Heart and everything, and you will literally get a hero's welcome when you come back home. In addition to having your medical expenses paid for and a terrific source of income for the rest of your life. Yeah, that could be you. That could be you. We love the United States Army. They are amazing. They're amazing. I'm amazing. I am incredible at editing real estate photography, people. This property is not easy, but of course, I get it done. That's why I get paid so much money. If you want to make as much money as me, you need to listen to my financial advice and my Photoshop advice. Do what I tell you to do every single time. Every single time. And if you join the United States Army, be sure that you do what your commander tells you to do every single time. You do not want to be like that guy from Full Metal Jacket. That is incompetent. I think that was Private Pile. I could be wrong. You remember that movie. He was eating a jelly donut. Yes, that guy. Do not be like that guy when you sign up for the United States Army. Do not do it. Be proud Be strong. Be all you can be. Be an American patriot. That's the U.S. Army. That is the United States Army. God bless them. God bless those brave men and women. Where would we be at without them in this country? Again, I do not want to imagine. I don't even want to think about it. Do not want to think about it. The only thing that I want to think about right now, is how I will be taking a very quick break. I'm going to leave you with Sonic and Ken and Ryu, and we will be right back. All right. We are back. We are back, and we are going to finish this property right now. So, hopefully, the 4.5 million people all over the world are ready to finish this up right now. And I'm going to need to cool this down. I'm going to need to add some contrast to this. I'm going to have to save that as a PSD. If you are a noob, you should be saving your PSDs. I never save my PSDs because I don't need to. I'm only doing it as an example of what you should be doing. Yes. This is what the peasants need to be doing. I am not a peasant. Again, if you are not already aware, I am a wizard. Okay. Okay. Let's get going here. It's almost lunchtime right now. It's almost lunchtime. And we forgot today's sponsors. Let's get the sponsors back up here. We've got Dr. Pepper. We've got Taco Bell. We've got the U.S. Army. And we've got Pizza Hut. Yeah, Pizza Hut, folks. Let's continue on. The only question that I have right now is whether or not I'm going to go and get a Dorito taco. Yeah. With a extra large Dr. Pepper. Yeah, that's literally it. It's not even a question. I already had Pizza Hut this week, about 2 days ago. Their deals that they had going on were fantastic. It was too good to pass up. Literally too good to pass up. So, today, once we finish this property, I will be heading over to none other than the Bell. That's right, the Taco Bell. I will be getting a Gordita Crunch Wrap Supreme, a Chalupa, a few Doritos tacos. I think those are the Doritos Locos. Yeah. Gonna get a couple of those bad boys. Gonna get a couple of those bad boys. Did I mention that I'm going to get an extra large Dr. Pepper? With that? Did I mention that to you? Did I mention that? Okay. I think I did. In case I didn't, I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up one more time. We are now officially in the fourth quarter, people. This is it. This is when things get crazy. This is when things get very, very hectic. It's always the last few images that are the most difficult. It's not difficult for me, it's difficult for you. You're a peasant, I'm a wizard. That's all there is to it. That's literally all there is to it. Here we go. How does that look? Take a look at it. How does it make you feel? Look at that. Photoshop is trying to give me another tip. As if Photoshop doesn't already know who I am. It's pathetic. I'm going to command click or control click if you're on Windows. I'm going to grab a blue sky color, a very light blue. I'm going to try and figure out where the sky is because there's not much sky happening here. I'm going to throw it into a darken blending mode, just like that. Then I'm going to delete it. Then I'm going to delete it again. Any areas that I don't want affected, just like that. Can you figure out what's going on here? Can you even understand it? I know it's difficult. It's difficult when your brain is not a quantum computer like mine. And I'm not even sure if this is necessarily the sky or if this is actually the roof, because this little piece right here. I'm going to kind of leave it as it is though, and I'm going to merge all onto a new layer. I'm just going to kind of dab that to get rid of it, just like that. It's perfect. It's literally perfect now. It is literally perfect. Wow. That is amazing. I cannot believe that I have been able to do this property in under 15 minutes. If you're looking at the time saying, it's been more than 15 minutes. No, it hasn't. No, it has not. Okay, I believe there's one last image. Oh, lucky me, it's an exterior night shot. Excellent. Just excellent, people. Let's cool this down. Let's cool the color temperature down. Let's add some contrast. That was a lot of contrast now that I think about it. I'm going to call that Lanai Night. Lanai One Night. And I got to make sure that I bring in that fireplace. The agents love their fireplaces, but be sure you don't mess with those highlights too much. Too much, folks. It's going to result in that crappy, low-res, low-quality JPEG look. You don't want that. You don't want that. Go for the sweet spot, you know. Find a happy middle. Find a happy medium there. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to use that for the fireplace. Let me use this one just to bring down the overexposed areas in the lanai itself. I'm going to throw that onto that document there. Okay. This is absolutely exciting. Wow. I can't believe we're almost done with this one. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Okay. Don't want to make it too dark. I want things to be alive. Want things to feel vibrant. Okay. Here we go. Boom. 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 Select. Save. Boom. All right. How does that look? Let's feather it. And then we can ask the question once we paint it out a little bit. It's a little dark there. So I'm painting out the surrounding areas of the fire. Okay. Let me see if I can't bring down... No. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is getting a little scary. It's getting a little tricky here. Okay. Well, let me see how this looks. Hold on. I'm going to dab that. I'm going to dab it. I'm going to dab it, dab it, dab it, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. Just like that. Okay. I got to be honest, it's not that great. And we're getting some motion blur. That's about as good as I can make it. Unfortunately, I just can't make this perfect. That's what was given to me. That's what I have to work with. Do not question me. The only thing you should be questioning right now is your own talent and ability, which of course is not on my level. I already know. I already know you are not on my level right now. You cannot handle everything that's happening right here. Okay, the interior looks okay, but the exterior is like really, really dark. And look at that. We're getting motion blur over here. This is why I need you to pay attention with everything in your life. Yes, yes. You have to pay attention to the small details. Okay, now where do we start with this whole outside being dark thing? We're going to start right here on the right-hand side. Yeah, if you can believe that. Let me bring those layers and make them visible again. Okay, let me bring them back. I'm just cranking up the brightness and taking down the contrast. It's not complex. It's not complex, people. Don't leave it at 100%. Just incrementally take it up. Look at this. Here is the before. Here's the after. It's better. It's a lot better. Okay. Let's do the same with this area. It's like a puzzle. It's like a little children's puzzle. I know it's a lot for you to process and understand. When you are in the presence of greatness, like you are right now, you will more than likely be treated as a child. because compared to me, you basically are. You basically are a child, okay? Do everything that I tell you to do and nothing else. If you do anything else other than what I tell you to do in Photoshop, you already know what's going to happen. You are going to make my enemies list. Yeah. If that sounds good to you, then keep it up. Keep it up. You will not be laughing when that happens. I'm going to command click the mask. I'm going to hit command plus shift and then click that mask. I just added all of those selections to this work path. Now if I ever have to come back, it's there. Yeah. You don't want to lose your work paths. You never know when you're going to have to come back to it. You never know. Now, we have to finish this left-hand side over here. This last little puzzle piece. Yes, a children's puzzle. It's like Thomas the Tank. Maybe Blue's Clues if that's what you watch. I don't know. I don't know what children watch. I don't know what you like to watch. I don't watch TV. I create greatness on a daily basis. So the idea that I would sit there and fry my brain cells watching garbage is ridiculous. It may not be ridiculous for you because you are beneath me. It's a joke though for me. So I'm just painting that out because I don't want to leave the brightness all the way up. It's too bright. There's the before, there's the after. It's an improvement. It is an improvement. I hope you're understanding what's happening. Zoom into the fireplace. It looks excellent. Zoom into that fireplace. Again, there's nothing I can do to take down the brightness anymore. If I go any further, it's going to look like crap. It is what it is. Does the TV look okay? I don't know. This is the last image. Okay? This is the last image. And then we are officially done. I will dismiss you very soon. Hold on. I have to try something. I'm just ever so slightly trying to take down the brightness. Take down the brightness. Okay. Want to make sure that these edges are nice and clean and that they're, pristine and precise, just like everything else I do. Yeah. And of course they are. Of course they are. Before we head out, again, we're gonna thank today's sponsors. That's Pizza Hut. It's delicious Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut. That's the United States Army. Yeah. I should really remove this thing. Let me see real quick if the spot healing brush will do that. If it gives me any trouble at all, I would have been very upset. I think it's good enough, though. I think it's good enough. From a distance, we can get away with that. Is it perfect? It is. Of course it is. Of course it's perfect. We're going to continue to thank today's sponsors. Again, United States Army, Pizza Hut. What else? The Doritos Taco from Taco Bell. Dr. Pepper. Yeah. If you're thirsty, reach for an ice cold Dr. Pepper. And of course, before we leave, we have to do a final review of these images that we just spent the last 4.5 minutes doing. I cannot believe that I just broke my own personal record of this entire property. I finished this entire thing in like 4.5 minutes. Again, that's probably because I have the ability to literally suspend time itself. I have that ability. So I'm just reviewing these, making some tweaks. I don't know if I'm going to send these out just yet. I don't know if you deserve to watch me do that. I will grant you the ability to watch me do a final review to these images, though. I'm gonna give you that right now. I don't think you deserve much else, though. I don't feel like you're on my level. I don't feel like I should have to remove all these chords. They're kind of in the dark, so we're gonna leave them there. We're just gonna remove that one little bit over there. And then we're going to take an adjustment layer and we're going to add a little bit of contrast. Just a little bit. We're not trying to go too crazy here. This one needs some work. Jeez, Pete. Everything in this world needs work. I mean, is it really my responsibility to make everything perfect? No, it's not my responsibility, but I'm going to do it anyways. Why? Because I am that great. I am literally that great. There is a reason that over 472,000 people are tuning into this international broadcast right now. What is this crap? That is a notification. Go away. Again, there's a reason that there's over 472,000 people tuning in right now. The wood needs contrast. There needs to be color here. It's not perfect. I'm going to do my darndest, people, to make it perfect, though. Add a little bit of saturation, just dabbing it. Not trying to go too crazy here. That's the after. And there we go. Okay, this one looks pretty good. This one actually came out fairly well. There's a ton of contrast with this one. I like it. I like the colors. I like the overall saturation. It's sharp, it pops, and it's crisp. We're getting some good qualities with the sky itself as well. This one, not so much. I'm going to hit Command J. You know what that does? It duplicates the layer. Then I'm going to hit Command Shift plus A to bring it into Camera Raw as a new layer. I'm going to cool it down. I'm going to desaturate it. I'm going to add contrast. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's a slight improvement. I'm going to pop in a mask and just with a broad brush, paint that in over here. Just like that. Yeah. And here's the nightmare image. This gigantic pile of dog. The sponsors of today's video would not appreciate me using profanity. So I'm going to refrain from doing that, but I think you know what I was about to say. Yeah. You know exactly what I was about to say. Okay. Is it an improvement? Yeah, it's an improvement. Is it perfect? Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh boy. I'm telling you, people, it never ends. When the weight of the world sits upon your shoulders like it does with me, it never ends. But you have to be the best at what you do. And I am the best at what I do. So, having said that, I'm trying to change up the color temperature here. Desaturate it and give it some more contrast in certain areas because it's got too much orange, too much yellow, too much saturation in certain areas that I don't want it to have. And of course, I'll leave the other lights in the reflection because I just don't care sometimes, you know? I just don't care. I can't be bothered to care. No. Can't be bothered to care. Okay. I'm giving it another 3.5 minutes. And if everything is not absolutely perfect by then, too bad. Too bad to the realtor. Yeah, they paid us $8,590 for this property. I don't care. I do not care. The only thing that cares, the only thing that I care about is my valuable time. They should be considering themselves very lucky that I was the one editing their property to begin with. Yeah. If they're not going to write me a handwritten letter after I send this to them, saying thank you so much, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem for them because they will never, ever get my expertise again. They better send me a handwritten letter with a bonus check of $5,000. If they don't, well, you already know what happened. You already know what's going to happen. And yes, you correctly guessed. They're going to make my enemies list. It's not going to be good for anybody at that real estate firm, that real estate company. And yes, there's still more crap that I have to do to all these images, and I just want it to be over already. I just want it to be over so I can move on to the next property. That's going to take 5.5 hours to edit. But it's not actually going to take 5.5 hours. It'll probably take me 22 minutes. Because I'm going to suspend time again. I'm literally going to freeze time. I will literally freeze time again. Wow. There's still more crap to do to that. There's still more stuff to do to this. You know, dealing with properties like this, it really makes me want to step away from real estate photography and editing and join the U.S. Army. They are currently offering a fantastic benefits package, full health insurance, dental, vision. You know, it might be worth signing up for and going out to the Middle East for a few years. I know they have Taco Bell and Pizza Hut in the Middle East now. The Middle East is not where it was 25 years ago. Things have changed drastically. Yes. I may actually do that. I may go down to my local Army recruitment center today and say, hi, I would like to sign up. I would like to engage in physical combat with America's enemies. Where do I sign? Where is the dotted line? They will ask me if I have any experience in combat, and I will tell them, yes, I will tell them that I am a literal wizard. So if you want to win America's wars overseas, deploy me right now, and we will literally win every single war. You will watch me destroy America's enemies in real time, and I will broadcast it on YouTube. I will literally take my laptop and live stream it. If you think I'm joking, think again. Think again. Wow. This has been absolutely amazing. What an incredible live stream. Wow. We just shattered even more numbers. The records just keep on growing. Just like the amount of crap that I have to do to these images. You know what? For now, we're going to call it a day. I've done enough. I know I've earned a break. Okay? I'm going to come back to this property before I send it out. I still have work to do. I don't feel like you deserve more of my content right now. Not only that, I'm still waiting to hear back. I'm still waiting to hear back from some potential endorsement deals. So, I would like to secure more sponsorships for this YouTube live stream broadcast. And then when we come back, that means that we will make even more money. So there's really no reason to just throw everything out there all at once. There's really no reason. So I'm going to save the other property that I have to do for the next live stream. That way when we come back with even more sponsorship deals, we will be knocking it out of the park financially. Not that we're not knocking it out of the park already. It's just going to be exponentially bigger. That's it. That's literally it. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'm going to sign off for now. I am going to sign off. This has been fantastic. Let me take one quick... Yeah, there's still plenty left to do. I am going to sign off. I am going to sign off and salute the soldiers at the United States Army. Patriots everywhere, salute you. We are all literally standing up right now and saluting you. This has been incredible. This has been another stunning live stream. God bless Dr. Pepper. God bless the Doritos Locos Taco. God bless Pizza Hut. And God bless the soldiers at the United States Army. We salute you. Until next time, have a great one.